Yo, yo, what's going on? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game. What's good? So, I was going through my comments, and, shout out to everybody that writes comments because I look at every comment that I get. You feel what I'm saying? And I really wanted to do a video on this comment that I have on the screen because I came across this and I was like, yo, this caught my eye, man. I was like, man. So this dude named Troy Elam says, I have a question. Does there come a point in time where a man might actually have to settle? In other words, is there a point where a man has to come to the conclusion where him getting the 9 or 10 is just not reasonably possible without him literally scouring the earth or having the luck of the Irish to make it so? Say the guy is in his late 40s, 5'5", average looking, with just a decent job. Is his dream of getting with a girl that looks like Sofia Vergara pretty much unrealistic? When does the man say, hey, I might have to drop my standards down to 6s and 7s? When is dropping your standards not being a simp or a loser, but more of a practical thing to do? All right, so as I'm reading this, it made me feel kind of sad, though, if I'm gonna be honest, because I get what he's trying to say, but what I notice is that this type of thinking is actually the reason why you're not getting what you want. See, what you have to understand is that you get what you think you deserve. I'm going to say that again. You get what you think you deserve. So if you think that, since I'm, in my 40s and I'm 5'5" and I'm average looking and I just got some, decent job or whatever, that I can only get a woman who I think is a 6 or a 7. I can't get the woman I think is a 10. Then that's exactly what you're going to get, because you this is what you think you deserve. You understand? And so what people have to understand is that you're creating your reality based off of your thoughts. So if you think that you can't get a 10, or that a 10 or whatever that 10 is for you, right? You think you can't get that girl. That's coming from your own mind. Because in the natural world, there's really no such thing as a 10. You understand? That's something that you put on that woman. You understand? Because your 10 could be someone's 5 and your 5 could be someone's 10. So what type of special magic or special thing do you need to get that 10? Nothing. Because there really is no 10. It's just your perception of that girl, and your perception is, telling you like, hey, well, she looks this way, so therefore I can't get her. This is the story you're creating in your mind, and therefore you're creating that reality. See, a lot of guys don't understand this type of stuff. You understand? This is why like a lot of guys, they come at me and they're like, yo, Miss Locario, you be on some bullshit because you're always talking about looks don't matter and looks matter and this and that. Looks matter. And I'm like, yeah, looks does matter. Looks do matter. I never said that, looks are the only thing, though. You feel what I'm saying? And that's what most guys don't get. So when I really try to, but the reason why I harp on the looks don't matter so much is because I want you to get into a certain mindset and a mind state to look at the game and really understand that anything you want to happen, you can make happen. You understand? See, when you start saying, oh, it's because of this and it's because of that, what you do is that you put limitations on yourself. So you don't have the mindset of a winner. You don't have the mindset of a person who says, you know what? I want something and I'm going to go get it, and I'm going to do whatever I need to do to get it. You understand? See, the thing is this. When you have a certain mindset where you're thinking, well, I can't get this because of this, or, well, because I'm this way, this is never going to happen. Let's say, for example, you saying you want that 10. Let's say I just gave you this 10. There's this girl, she likes you. I found her somewhere. She told me she likes you. Here you go. You're going to fuck that up because in your mind, you don't believe you deserve that. You understand? You don't believe that this is possible. So therefore, you're going to be doing things to sabotage that situation. You're going to be wondering, why is she really with me? I don't think she really likes me. And then, or then you're going to be acting extremely needy, and you're going to be like paranoid and confused and distraught and fucking attached and all this other crazy shit that's going to happen because now you've got this woman that you think you don't really deserve. You don't think that a woman like her would actually want you. The whole time you're going to be thinking this is a fucking trick. No, this could never happen. How could this ever happen? Why would this woman even want me? You're lying to me. I don't want to get hurt. So I'm going to like all of this fucking bullshit. Because in your mindset, in your mind state, you don't think that you actually deserve this. You don't think that this is something that you can have. So what you're going to do is to make your reality, in alignment with your mindset, you're going to do something to fuck up the situation. Why? Because your reality is that you're the type of guy who can't get a girl who's a 10. So even if a girl who is a 10 fell in your lap, you can't have her. Why? Because you keep saying you can't have it. So what's going to happen is you're going to do things to make sure that your reality reflects your mindset. You understand? See, what you guys have to do is you have to expand your perspective on reality. You have to expand your perspective, because the only reason you would think that a guy who's in his 40s, who's 5'5", who's average looking with a decent job can't get a hot chick, because from your perspective, you think that that's impossible. You think that a guy like that can't get a hot girl. You understand? Or in your mind, you're thinking, well, he has to have a lot of money, or, whatever. You understand? That's the only way. You understand? So you're always rationalizing, well, this is the only way he can have that. He has a lot of money, or he has status, or whatever, because this is how you think it is, but you don't really know how it is. You understand? And also what was weird is that a lot of guys, they think that because a woman is a quote unquote 10, that they feel like they know the type of guy that she wants. They're like, this girl's a 10. So therefore she only wants a guy who looks like this and looks like that. He has to be tall. He has to be 6 foot, with a 6-pack and a chiseled jaw and all this. And that's what she wants. That's the only thing she wants. Because, women who are 10s only want this type of guy, even though what a 10 is subjective, and there really isn't no specific woman who's a 10. You understand what I'm saying? And therefore, even if you see a girl who you think is a 10, you can't necessarily equate her mindset to a particular way, because that individual human being who happens to be a woman standing over there, you know nothing about her. But you think you do, because you think this is all that women like that want. And this is what you do. What you do is, because you think that way, what happens is that you're going to be focused on women who look like that, with guys who look like the guys you think are the type of guys that only those type of women want. So what that means is there could be 10 chicks who you think are 10s at a party, and only 3 of them are with guys who have 6-packs, and 7 of them are with guys who are, regular average looking dudes. You will literally not see the 7 average looking dudes. You just won't see them. You won't see them. Because in your reality, in your mind, those women only want guys who have six packs. But if you expand your perception on reality, meaning you look at the whole picture, you look at things in its entirety, you would see that, oh, there's this cute ass chick with a guy who's just a regular dude. You see what I'm saying? And understand that just because a woman looks a certain way doesn't necessarily mean she likes a certain thing. I'll flip it this way. Myself, for example, I have women who will say to me, "Oh, I think you're handsome, you're a good-looking dude or whatever," and all this other shit. I have women tell me this, right? And so I remember one time I was dealing with this girl, and she was thick as fuck, but of course she thought she was fat because she was white. And when white chicks are thick, they think they're fat, right? And so she says to me, she's like, "I don't understand why you even like me. I thought you would, like this skinny type of girl or this type of girl." And basically what she proceeded to say that she thought that I would like a chick who, would be, I guess, the female equivalent to the 10 that you guys look as, as the male guy, the male equivalent to the 10. It's like she's thinking that I'm going to be with this, tall, slim chick with big titties and no ass or some shit. And I'm just like, fuck no, that's not what I'm into. But because she thinks that I'm a really good looking guy, in her perception, she feels or she thinks that, well, you good looking guys only want these type of girls. She sounds just like the dudes out there talking about, well, the good looking girls only want these type of guys. So when I'm trying to get with this big booty, thick ass white girl, you understand what I'm saying? She's thinking that she can't even believe that I would want to fuck with her. Because in her mind, guys who look like me only fuck with chicks with big titties and a flat ass and who's skinny. You see what I'm saying? But she didn't realize and she didn't know that I like what I like. She doesn't know what the fuck I like. So how do you guys know what all these hot girls like? Did you take a survey? Did you interview all the quote unquote 10s, in the USA and in Europe and in Asia and all this stuff? Did you take a poll? You understand? So what you guys have to understand is that a lot of this has to do with your mindset. Okay. And now this is the thing. I hear a lot of guys are going to say, well, but look, you have this guy over here who's really good looking and he doesn't have to try as hard as the guy over here who's not so good looking. Guess what? Tough shit. But guess what? The guy who's not so good looking or the guy who doesn't have as much sex appeal, right? He can still get that girl who he thinks is a 10. He may have to work harder to get the type of girls he wants than maybe a guy who is better looking than him or a guy who has more sex appeal than him to have sex with those hotter chicks. He may have to work harder, but guess what? Tough fucking shit. And this is what stops guys from making shit happen because they think, since that guy over there, it's easier for him to get these hot girls and I'm this 40-year-old and average looking dude. And, I got to go and talk to more of these chicks, then I should just settle for the sixes and the sevens. And you know what's so weird about that? This is what's so funny about that whole situation. When dudes say, well, should I just settle for the sixes and the sevens because I don't want to, trying to get the 10s is too hard. Do you guys realize that you might approach a girl who you think is a 5 or a 6 and you think, oh, I'm approaching this girl because it's going to be easier to get her. I'm going to just stay in this lane because it's easier to get her. That girl who you think is a 5 or a 6 probably thinks she's a 10. You understand what I'm saying? Again, because it's all opinion. So you're thinking it's going to be easier to get her, right? Because you perceive her as a 5 or 6. You understand what I'm saying? And if she perceives herself as a 10, right? And you perceive yourself as a 7, and she may perceive you as a 2. You understand what I'm saying? So none of that shit fucking matters. None of that matters. You think she's a 6, so you think it's going to be easy to get her, right? And you're thinking you're a 7, so she should be happy to get with you because you're a 7. But she thinks she's a 10, and you think you're a 7, but she thinks you're a 2. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that amazing? Isn't that fucking wonderful? Or what's going to happen is this. You see a girl who you think is a 10, but she thinks she's a 6. And I'm just using these numbers, on some arbitrary shit. You see a girl who you think is a 10, she thinks she's a 6, right? And you think you're a 7, but she thinks you're a 9. And you're scared to go over to that girl you think is a 10 because you think you can't get her. But she thinks you're the shit. Isn't that fucking incredible? I swear. Listen, all of this is in your head. It's all in your fucking head. This is why when I look, all of this, what you got to understand something. You're going to have people who most people will be like, okay, this guy is physically attractive. And there's a large number of women who may think he's physically attractive. Right? But that still doesn't, pertain to if a woman actually wants to fuck him. That still doesn't mean that she thinks he has sex appeal. It still doesn't mean she's sexually attracted to him. So you're just looking on a surface level. Yeah, there's a lot of women who would say this guy's physically attractive. Then you have a guy who a lot of women will be like, yeah, he's okay. Most women will be like, he's all right. Right? But then for some reason, there's a lot of these women think he's sexually appealing, even though he's all right. You understand what I'm saying? So a lot of times when you think, oh, well, I have to lower my standards and I can't get these 10s. It's all in your fucking head. And remember, there are going to be times where you may have to work harder than the next dude. That's reality. That's reality. But the question is, do you actually want the thing you want? Do you really want that 10? Do you really want that 10 or do you want to settle? Think about it. No, seriously. Do you want that 10 or do you want to settle? And are you willing to do the things you need to do to get the 10 or are you just going to settle? Or are you going to compare yourself with this guy and that guy, and because he may get it easier than you, you're upset and pissed off and you just tap out? You're like, fuck it, this is bullshit. I'm mad. If I had more of this or more of that, then maybe it'll be easier for me to do this and do that. You understand? That's ridiculous. See, it's like this. Let's say you were trying to go to Florida, but you live in New York, right? You could take a plane, or you could take a car, or you could take a bike, or you could actually literally walk from New York to Florida. But you're probably gonna have to take a nap here and there at some motels. But you could, if you wanted to, and your only form of transportation was walking, you can walk from New York to Florida. It may take you a long time, but you can actually walk from New York to Florida. You understand? But how bad do you want to get to Florida? How bad do you want to get to that goal? And that's the problem in this game. A lot of dudes ain't willing to do what it takes to get that goal. So you're like, well, I'm 40, I'm 5'5", I'm average looking, and I got a decent job. Well, you know what? I'm just going to settle here in New York, even though I want to go to Florida. Fuck that. You understand? Just because you can't get on the plane or you don't got the car, or you don't got the bike, walk your ass to Florida and stop bullshitting. You understand? If you need to walk, nigga. You feel what I'm saying? Get your ass up and walk. You understand? Because what's the point of you settling You got one life to live. You gonna just settle and then die? That's it? That's what you want to do? But see, this is the thing. Most of y'all don't have to walk. Some of y'all could step up your game and get that bike, or better yet, step up your game even more and get that car, or better yet, step up your game and get that plane ticket. But motherfuckers don't want to step up their game. So what they'll do is they'll say, you know what, I'm just going to settle here in New York. Maybe I'll just go around the tri-state area, even though I want to fucking go to Disneyland or Disney World or whatever the fuck is in Florida. You feel what I'm saying? You want to go there, but you're settling to walk around New York and New Jersey. You understand? You don't really want it, or you don't think you can get it. That's really the one of the biggest things. Because some of y'all want it, but y'all don't want it that bad. Because if y'all did want it that bad, even if you couldn't get on a plane, have a car, or access to a bike, your ass would get up and walk. But nobody don't want to walk. Nobody don't want to do the things that they need to do to get to the places they need to get to. Everybody wants everything easy. They're mad that this person has it better than that person, their situation or whatever. They don't want to do the things they need to do to get it. You understand? And that's on you. That's on you. I hear dudes say, "Oh well, if you're not taller enough, then it's going to be harder for you to get these girls." Well, nigga, if you notice or you're aware that maybe it's harder for you because you're a shorter dude, then nigga, get to work. You understand? Get to work. Listen, if you was hungry and you was starving, you didn't eat for like a week, and there was food on one side of the block and you're on the other side of the block, and then you have two other people who they just walk to the other side of the block to get the food, but you have like a ball and chain fucking attached to your leg, bruh, drag that ball and chain and eat that food. What you gonna say? Well, this is some bullshit. This guy over here doesn't have a ball and chain. How come he don't have to have the ball and chain on? Does it matter? Do you want to eat? You got to do what you need to do for you to eat. You understand? You're going to say, well, you know what? Why don't I just settle for eating the garbage can right here? I don't feel like walking all the way down to the end of the block. It's just too hard. I'm just going to settle for this garbage right here. This halfway eaten banana is not so bad. That's all I can get. That's all I can get. And this is how deep this shit goes. This is how fucking deep this shit goes. Do you realize that in that same scenario, the guy who has the ball and chain on his leg can have someone come over, put a key into the shit, unlock the fucking ball and chain, take the fucking ball and chain away, and that motherfucker will still think he can't move? He will still act like he has a ball and chain on his leg. He will say, I can't move. I can't move. I have this ball and chain on my leg. And you're like, bro, I took it off. It's not there. He's going to be like, what are you talking about? It's there. I can't move. I can't move. I can't do it. It can't happen. I need looks, money, and status. It can't happen. And see, this is why dudes settle. This is why you never get what you really want. Because you think this is all going on in your head. You think you can't have it. You think that it's impossible for you to get. You think that you have to settle for the situation you're in. You think you can't do better. You understand? It's funny, like, dudes have no idea. They have no idea. They have no idea what can happen because, see, most cats who think this way, oh, well, I look this way, or I don't have this, or I don't have that, and blah, blah, blah. Most of these motherfuckers are not really out here talking to women. They're not. They're not really in the situation. They're not. They're not making it happen. So, look, man. You guys out there understand that you get what you think you deserve. If you think you can get it, you'll get it. See, it's like this. If you have like a hot girl in your class or around your way, right? That you like. It's not just about her. So like the thing is, you can get that girl, but you may not get that girl. But guess what? Even if you don't get that girl, you can get the equivalent of her, meaning you can get a girl just as hot as her. You understand? But the only way you can get that situation is that you have to believe you can. It has to start with you. As soon as you start thinking that you can't, that's going to be your reality. As soon as you start thinking that, as soon as you start thinking, I can't get no 10s, I should just settle for the 6s and the 7s, you're basically writing the script to your movie. That's what it is. You've written the script to your movie. You understand? You've said that in your head. The script is in your head. And then you are the director of that fucking movie. You're the director and the actor. You understand what I'm saying? You're acting out that thing. You see that hot girl, and because the script tells you you can't get her, you won't approach. The script told you can't have her. So even if you are in a situation where a girl's throwing herself at you or she's trying to get with you, you're not going to make it happen because the script says you can't have her. You understand? So you got to change that script. You got to change that mindset. Then you have to go after what you want. You understand? If you can't take a plane, take the car. If you can't take the car, take the bike. If you can't take the bike, get up off of your fucking ass and walk. Click the link below to get the ebook 60-Second Game. In this book, you learn how your confidence, verbal communication skills, appearance, response to rejection, and honesty can affect your game. Click the link below to get your copy today.
Now, before you turn off this video, I want you to do 3 quick things. 1, I want you to click the link below to send me a question. If you have a question on dating and relationships, I'll make a video about it. 2, I want you to click the link under that to get my free audio program, Undeniable Game, which teaches you 7 easy to follow tips on how to really attract beautiful women. And 3, I want you to click the link under that one to go to Bad Boy Membership, where you get 45 through 90-minute audio and video dating advice tutorials every month.
What's up? It's dating and life coach Mr. Locario. Go to badboymembership.com and master the dating game by joining my Bad Boy Membership program. In this program, you'll receive 45 through 90-minute, easy to follow, step-by-step dating advice tutorials that's guaranteed to help you attract, date, and have sex with beautiful women. Join the Bad Boy Membership today by going to badboymembership.com. That's badboymembership.com.